number 9, and in this video we will show you how to apply argumentary reading here in a science class with ELL students in Ecuador. In this video you will learn what ADI is, how they benefit English language learning, and we will also show you a practical example of a science concept that can help you apply this approach in class with your students.
Next, I explain what IDI is. IDI is a way of teaching science that invites students to actively investigate, rather than just learning scientific concepts or terms. Students ask questions, design experiments, collect data, and construct evidence-based arguments. Furthermore, IDI encourages students to propose ideas, support them with evidence, challenge their other opinions, and review their conclusions over time. This way, they learn to think critically and communicate better.
Hi. For students who are learning English, like many in Ecuador, ADIs is very beneficial because it gives them the opportunity to practice the language in a meaningful real-world context. By working in groups, participating in discussions, and writing their arguments, students use academic English vocabulary and structures, which improves their confidence in speaking and in writing. In addition, ADIs help students connect what they learn in science to their daily lives and culture, making learning more relevant and motivating.
We will now look at a practical example of how to implement a lesson on the word cycle using the ADI approach, focusing on ELLs in Ecuador. The first step is to identify the claims of the argument. To do this, we begin by posing the following leading question. What factor most affect the evaporation of water in water cycle? In this part, students make an initial statement. For example, we think that heat is the main factor that causes water evaporation. For this, we use the sentence starter strategy. For example, we think that, in order to support students' language development. It is important to mention that for cultural relevance, areas of Ecuador such as the Costa or the Sierra are mentioned to connect the content to the student's environment. And science lesson part 2, capturing and analyzing evidence. Okay, students conduct a simple experiment in class by placing cups of water in 3 different locations: in the sun, in the shade, and in a ventilated space. They measure how much water evaporates each day and record the data with graphs or drawings. This step includes visual scaffolding and use of bilingual science notebooks. In addition, a student can use support tools such as data collection table, picture of each site, and an illustrated English-Spanish glossary, including words such as evaporation, heat, shade, wind, and among others.
Today we're talking about all the bolding arguments. To have students will share arguments, they will use the paraphrase like or evidence, show that this glass in the sun lots more water, therefore heat has a great impact on evaporation. In this activity we model languages and provide paraphrase cards to guide and the in English and Spanish. In the part number 4 is participation in constructive debate. To help students participate in constructives, the teacher divides it into groups, and each groups presents their arguments to the rest of the class. Additionally, students listen to ask questions like, why do you think the shades didn't have much of an impact? These are questions. This encourages critical thinking and perspective interactions. Strategies for engagement can be used in this activity, such as group roles.
Part 5. Providing feedback to peers. Another essential element of implementing ADDIE in science provides feedback to peers. In this part, students use jackets to give feedback. For example, I like your explanations because you use your data goal. They also practice making suggestions respectfully.
Now, let's take a short review about what we have learned in this video. First, we learned what argument-driven care is. It's a pedagogical strategy that allows students to construct a scientific knowledge through exploration, discussion, and the use of evidence. We also saw how ADI benefits ELL students by promoting academic language development through the use of sentence starters, visual scaffolding, and meaningful activities. Through the practical example about the water cycle, we show you how to apply the principles of the ADI model. Identify claims, gathering evidence, construct arguments, debates, and providing peer feedback. In addition, we integrate culturally relevant elements of the Ecuadorian context and strategy to foster collaboration, engagement, and active participation in the classroom. Thank you for watching this video. We hope this example helped you to apply the ADI approach in your science class. If you have questions or would like to share your experience, we invite you to leave your contribution in the comments. See you soon. Bye. Thank you.